All right. So you are Valencius.
I am Lesporade.
Is there money to be made?
All right. Let's go out. Let's go towards the Navigator's Sanctum.
I went the wrong way. Zone map. Here is a map of your void ship. It consists of several parts, between which you can travel. Some parts are not yet available, but over time your character will be able to access them.
I can't see the map. I can't even click on it. When I click on it, it says only the Rogue Trader can take this action. All right, guess I'm following you everywhere.
It's about time. It's usually the other way around.
Death, I hear it. Here, on the threshold of the blinded guide, doom comes from the heavens.
Master, watch your head. Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Oh.
When she said doom comes from the heavens, she literally meant something's about to fall on your head. Oh
Yeah. As soon as the stuff started to fall, I was like, wait a minute. She was just predicting what just happened, wasn't she?
And also, the wall is bleeding.
I'm sure it's fine. These things
has an
happen in the warp.
orifice.
I mean, I'm not wrong either.
That is a many-toothed anus coming out of the wall. Don't worry, it's normal.
And these things happen in the warp. Okay, I was becoming a ghost so that people can actually see the dialogue.
Just trying to whip you into action.
Sorry, old man. Their voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abala, how they sing.
I like this person.
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valencius. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
The entity in your consciousness shrinks and crawls in deeper, its claws scraping against the walls of your mind, as if the presence is trying to hide from the seer standing before you. A diviner, are you?
The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, too loud. And you are von Valencius, one of Lady Theodora's heirs. Well then, we finally meet.
Officers frequency. To all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack.
That's Edelthrat. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelstrad's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
I mean, one's kind of obvious.
Yeah. What are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
I love how when she's like, the ones I can make out among all the screams and screeches, she said like she's bitching at the ones that are screaming and screeching, like, can you please just shut up?
I mean, he probably is.
What? You don't mean the Engineer Prime is...
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
We must see if the navigator as well.
Oh no. No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity. But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Indira has joined your party, which now consists of several characters. To select one character, click on their portrait. To select multiple characters, so that's usual for these kinds of games.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, and...
He is...
You can have control of...
Abelard.
Abelard.
Cool.
My whispers crave entertainment.
Let's see, she's got a las pistol, she's got a psychic staff. Wielder of this staff, power level 6, gains the lightning arc ability. Power level affects the damage of this power. Plus 5 willpower.
What class is she as well? I forget. She's an operative.
Yes. Which means same as me. No, she's operative.
No.
I'm officer.
Yep.
So we've currently got an ossifer, a blade dancer, a warrior, and an operative.
It gets a lot more specific and detailed, but I would say in general, operative is about weakening opponents and making sure opponents take more damage. Officer is about buffing allies and giving allies like serious buffs or extra turns, just straight up.
Basically, me and Indira are going to make you and Abelard kill things harder.
Most room, yeah. There is a investigate.
Let's not waste time with pleasantries.
A fallen piece of debris that almost proved fatal to you. Without Adira's prediction, you would have remained in this corridor forever. I mean, we still could.
Quick save and open the door.
As soon as I get my camera sorted back out. God, it feels good to play a game with quick save again. Hurry, destroy this field. Don't keep our master waiting. I don't know what that accent I gave him was, but, you know.
Mind if I charge in?
Keep your wits about you.
My soul is ablaze with righteous
Okay, now we get
fury.
to place
Your Emperor
where we're
won't
going.
save you. Hold on.
Hold on. We've got things to do.
The ruinous powers.
Oh, good, I dodged. Hologram. You
Let's
can use the
tell you about,
hologram to gauge the effectiveness of your intended. Oh, it's just the hologram is basically just telling you what your current plan is likely to do.
Yep. Oh, you moved yourself, but not Adira, I guess.
No, I did. The problem was she was still way back there. She didn't come in with me initially. Wait, where's... Oh, he's over there. Like, where's Abelard? Over in the corner. Let's see.
Who, if not me? I'll see to it personally. Your end was inevitable.
Bonk.
That's what he gets for getting too close.
Chaos guides me.
Well, that guy's fucked.
Death to non-believers.
Let this be the warning to all who oppose us.
One fewer target.
Adira.
Adira is a psyker and an operative. As an operative, she can study opponents and identify their weaknesses. Analyze enemies is an operative ability which applies the exploit effect to all enemies within the operative's line of sight at the start of each of the operative's turns. The operative can also use this ability against a specific enemy to inflict several stacks of this effect. The higher the operative's intelligence bonus, the more stacks will be inflicted. Whenever the operative hits a target with an exploit applied to them, the attack deals additional damage. The amount of extra damage depends on the target's number of exploit stacks and the operative's perception. So his weakness is an ability which they can use against a single enemy who is under the exploit effect. This reduces the enemy's dodge, parry, and armor. The amount of reduction depends on the number of active exploits on the enemy and the operative's perception. Adira is armed with a special staff that allows the Psyker to unleash psychic powers against enemies. In the future, you will encounter staves that only a Psyker versed in certain discipline can use. For example, you might find a staff that lets a psyker use Inferno, but to do so, they must first have the Pyromancy Psychic Discipline learned.
Before you use any of her abilities,
Yeah,
to the left of her portrait, you see that little purple bar?
yeah.
That's incredibly important.
Veil degradation. When psychers reach deeper into the warp to power their abilities, there is always a chance of the Imperium bleeding into our reality, a factor that is invariably destructive and damaging. At the beginning of combat, veil degradation usually starts at 0. Veil degradation increases by 1 for each use of a minor psychic power and by 3 for each use of a major psychic power. It decreases by 1 each round.
We started at 10.
While veil
you see how
degradation
there's
is
a-
14 or less, minor powers have a chance of triggering psychic phenomena. Major powers have a higher chance, a way higher chance. Holy shit. Sanctioned psychers using minor psychic powers have half the chance.
Yeah, roughly.
Sanctioned psychers using major psychic powers have,
Roughly half the chance again.
yeah.
I
Not
don't know.
quite because the psi rating isn't halved, but it's
No, the whole thing is halved. 10 plus 2. 10 plus 2 times psi rating, all... Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, no.
no,
psi
it
rating
is
halved
basically
just
because it's
two
2
times
times psi rating instead of 4 times psi rating,
Yes.
whereas the
So it
other is psi
still
rating
halved.
divided by 2 because it's only 1x psi rating to begin with. So yeah, it is. Okay. It's just a little confusing at first because of how they do the equation, but it does actually make sense for them to do it this way. Were you saying something, Jaden?
I watched somebody playing this game who was having a very hard fight that he was about to win, used a psychic power to do so, did not quite win the fight with it, summoned a goddamn demon in the middle of all of his people.
Read the bottom part of this as well, Kat.
While veil degradation is 15 or higher, chances of triggering psychic phenomena quadruples. Major psychic powers may trigger perils of the warp. Unsanctioned psychers using minor powers have, unsanctioned psychers using major powers have, interesting, chance to trigger psychic phenomena whenever perils of the warp do not occur. Sanctioned psychers and okay. Current veil degradation is 10.
Yep. So it's not great, and she is not a sanctioned psyker.
And like, he did win
Unsanctioned
that
psyker.
fight I was talking about, though the trick was, it's because the demon was also killing the bad guys. But by the end of the fight, one person was standing.
Forewarning. Psyker increases the target's dodge and parry by plus 10% until the end of
That on Abelard and Serdine is awesome.
but that is a psychic ability.
Correct.
Psychic
Also, her
Shriek.
attack, Psychic Shriek. Just straight up damage to something within 12 cell radius. Analyze enemies, puts more stacks of exploits on the target. And her staff has essentially chain lightning, but that also massively increases veil degradation. If you mouse over the psychic abilities, you can see what it will do to the veil degradation.
Okay, yeah. It's a major one. Whereas the other ones are minor.
Correct.
That's you. Okay, I can right click to also to see more specific detail on it.
Yeah,
but,
Psychic Shriek counts
but-
as your attack, and you cannot then
but a
attack
quick way to
that.
tell
And
if it's
depends on
minor or
your-
major is just how much it affects the veil degradation.
Yes.
feel like it might be a good idea to just not use them currently.
If you use them, I would only really use forewarning. But yeah, she can. Does she have a gun?
Yes.
Yeah, press X to weapon swap.
Yep.
There you go. She can run up, toss, analyze on somebody, and then shoot them.
Was that you? Or... What is this foreboding?
Not bad.
Out of my way!
Oh, you max rolled damage on that second hit, that's why. He used misfortune on you, penalty to dodge.
Okay.
It's as good as done. I'll make it happen.
I like how they actually like dip or peek out from cover to fire and such.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a little thing, but it just adds to the quality of the combat scene.
I cannot get close enough. I didn't give myself a ranged weapon. But Abelard has charge.
I took care of this one.
Yes, you did, Abelard.
Pick him, Abelard.
Vespidus. The creature in the chair appears as if it has become one with its throne. You see pink, parchment-like skin stretched between the seat and the limbs that have too many joints for a normal human being. The navigator is breathing heavily, the air whistling as it exits through the two dark gill-like slits on its cheeks. The creature's eyes are shut, the two ordinary eyes as well as the third one that sits in the center of its forehead.
Open that one, please.
I believe Master Vespidus still lives. Well, the servants are dead, but the chamber, thank the Emperor, is still sealed from the warp. Well, we have a chance of leaving this place alive.
To Adira. What is wrong with him?
Wounded. Exhausted. Fighting back the endless horrors of the warp that are forcing their way into his head. Pick one.
Your time is short.
Navigator stirs, barely able to lift his head and half open his normal eyes. A dark drop rolls from under the closed lid of the third eye and down his face, leaving behind a black trail. The voice is coming from the Vox grill at the base of the bizarre chair. It is unclear how the navigator is able to produce human speech. Our time is short to do what?
Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final dawn.
Suddenly, the navigator's body starts thrashing in place. It lurches forward, then falls back onto the seat. Then thrusts forward again as bones crack and its skin tears open. However, the fusion between the body and the chair appears to be stronger than these wild impetuses. The mutant remains seated, but leans as far forward as he can, his layered raiment slowly turning crimson. The gill slits burst open, forming two hideous screaming mouth-like pits.
It came from beyond! His body is not his!
Adira's scream is echoed by the silent cries in your head. The unseen creature triumphs at the sight of the navigator succumbing to the paroxysms of corruption.
Its march thunders under the burden of hopes. Unseal your hearts, and I will flood your souls with myriads of words and meanings, each one a portent of salvation within me.
Navigator continues to convulse violently in his seat, shrieking and cackling, but then his fit stops abruptly. His face is drenched in black and crimson. The dark ooze from under his third eyelid has turned from a trickle into a stream mixed with the blood coming out of his nose, and there is purplish swelling around the eye.
Run. Flee from this place while I still have the strength. I can contain the intrusion, but not for long. We must begin the translation. Leave the warp. But it can't be done without the Master Helmsman's help.
Welcome to being a psyker in 40k.
Who torments you?
The Edge. Kneel before the ascent of a new champion. When the rite is complete, the shell will burst, and thousands of Moors will accept the sacrifice offered to the Edge of Daybreak by the Bringer of Twilight, the one marked by the will of the gods.
Each word rings through your head like the tolling of a bell, as if countless voices have joined in, screaming into your ears. For a moment you lose your bearings. This unholy chorus must be trying to confound you with sounds not meant for this world. Address your companions. What is that supposed to mean?
It means we don't
Alright.
have time.
A sacrifice offered. Oh, my heart tells me that Kunrad was not deterred by his defeat in the warrant chamber.
What? Kunrad betrayed Lady Theodora? Oh, but how is that? How? He was as loyal as a dog. And I didn't hear a thing, I swear.
The footfalls of the Bringer of Twilight are veiled by the will of his masters. Tear out your eyes. See who is to become the champion's servant, for you need them no longer.
Tabelard. The navigator is still alive, but barely so. What do we do now?
The ship can only begin the translation with the assistance of the Master Helmsman, if he is still alive. It is worth a try. We must get to the bridge, but we will need support. Our only option is to fight our way to the officer's deck and join forces with Edelthrad and his people. I believe we will also find Lady Theodora there. She must have heard the call to arms that the servo skull relayed to us earlier.
Vespidas, good luck. And thank you.
The navigator does not give her a response. Black tears mixed with blood are streaming from under the closed eyelids, and the vox at the base of the chair is bellowing out static interspersed with distant echoes of otherworldly laughter.
We are leaving. We are looting, then leaving.
The navigator appears dead. Only the slight movement of his chest and the twitching of his eyelids let you know that he is still clinging to life.
Axe, some sort of gun. Another axe.
Axe does less damage than sword, but has more armor pin.
Yeah, the sword is good for parry and lowering an enemy's weapon skill.
Oh, the axe
so
also does bleeding.
Yeah. Uh, it does bleed. It also has sweep. Hold on a second. What's sweep? Oh, sweep is what causes the bleeding, I think. Also, axe has a slightly lower base damage, but a slightly higher armor pen.
Can also strike up to 3 enemies with swing.
So can the sword cleave.
Cleave is all creatures within the area of effect. Swing is up to 3 enemies in front of the attacker. But it also says all creatures within the area of effect, so...
Yeah, and it's 3 tiles, and you can't have more than one thing on one tile.
Yeah.
I gave Serdine one of the scrappy auto guns just so she has a ranged option, because that was a mistake. Whoops. The scrappy auto guns, they have lower damage than the las pistol, but you can get more shots down range. So the las pistol in a pistol burst will do 2 shots. The scrappy auto gun will do 4, but it's got like half the damage. Las weaponry has dodge reduction, whereas the solid projectile weapons have over penetration. I'll probably take the las pistol for Sardine. If you're not using it,
I'm just comparing. I don't know which would be better to use on Adira, but probably can put the stronger thing on your characters.
Well, the reason for the las pistol is my character is going for more of a melee build, so their ballistic skill is not going to be high. So
Yeah.
The dodge reduction in las pistol will help hit. And the axe, I mean, yeah, it's got slightly higher armor penetration, but like, I don't know if that's enough to be worth 1 lower minimum damage and 2 lower maximum damage. Technically, the bleed is there as well, but most of the stuff we're hitting right now, we're pretty much one-shotting. Or at least 2-shotting. The psychic staff that got picked up is the exact same as what Adira has. Theoretically, I could pick it up and use it, but nah. Maybe? No.
I was trying to figure out if there's a reason to use just regular strike instead of sweep. And there is. Strike is 1 AP, sweep is 2 AP.
Yep.
I'm gonna try running the axe though. Like, if you can sweep, technically the axe is more damage and has the higher armor penetration. And even if you can't, if you're just using strike, or if you're doing swing, instead of cleave, there is the higher armor penetration, which can still, at least against certain enemies, would mean better damage.
By the way,
But
I find
also,
it funny.
I just like the axe.
I find it funny. The formation has all 4 of us, but
Mhm.
I only have control of 2 characters. But Abelard and Serdine are in their
Always keep your
pattern
eye
for
on
the
the
formation
prize.
as you have it set.
So where is formation?
Right side, and
We are currently in the penis formation, apparently.
Abelard being some sort of mecha lion, and I'll form the head.
I changed the formation.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
It doesn't really matter.
To the Ossifer's deck, says the Ossifer. I am rather liking the combat system in this, though.
Mhm.
It
takes a little bit to get used to, but
well, it reminds me of the original Fallout games, except more interesting.
Press button.
I honestly hated the combat system in the original Fallout games. But I like this. And I actually probably would like the original Fallout game combat more now than I did back when I originally tried them.
Probably.
Your ship's as good as ours. It's all over for you.
I shall pity not your enemies. I shall heed not their pleas.
Sister of Battle?
Yep.
Shall betray not your tenets, nor stray one step from them. Take not your gaze from me. Leave me not without your grace.
Told you he would protect us.
My God, my light, my emperor.
The white-haired warrior turns to face you, her dark eyes blazing. The weapon quivers in her hands, and for a brief moment it seems she is not going to stop, and will instead continue eliminating every target she sees, starting with you.
Sister Argenta! Sister Argenta, it is a relief to see you. We require all the forces we can muster.
Your face, it is unfamiliar. Who are you?
The Sporade von Valencius, the Lord Captain's heir.
The hour is dark and daunting. The ship abounds with corruption. The faces of friends are twisted by sneers of heresy. The eyes of comrades ignite with the archenemy's hunger. I will do what I must to halt the advance of the dark forces. But in these dire moments, little can be trusted. So I must know, why are you here?
Sister, I beg of you. Now is not the time for interrogations. The ship is under attack by heretics. We've been betrayed by our esteemed Master of Whispers. Edelstrad the Heir is waiting for our aid, and Lord Captain Theodora is expecting a report on our success. We are here to deal with the situation, so I suggest we all do just that.
The Seneschal is right. There is no time for talk.
Very well. We may leave it at that, for now. I cannot wait to rain righteous fire down upon each and every heretic.
Lord Imperium succeeded. What is a warrior of the... Huh?
Now is not the time for talk. Paragraph question. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, typical noble.
Yeah.
What is a warrior of the Adeptus Sororitas doing aboard a rogue trader's ship? Your orders serve the ecclesiarchy, do they not?
Sister Argenta is a guest of the Lord Captain. And that story deserves its own time and conversation. Under more appropriate circumstances.
Enough idle chatter. I am where I must be, and that will suffice.
When pressed about their backstory, they said, "I'll write it for next session. Don't worry."
Also, I like how both my character and her are like, "Who exactly are you and why are you here?" And we're both like, "We don't have time to talk about it right now."
Spider-Man pointing meme. And Abelard is like, "Please, the ship is exploding. Let's go." I mean, you can pick whatever you want. I'm just voicing my character's opinion.
Yeah, I know. We must get to the main hall of the deck.
Through this door. I shall join you, for it is my duty to the God Emperor to destroy this heresy.
We will follow. For now, we will hold off any heretics who might try to crawl in through the cracks to join the main assault. And we'll take a look at the generators while we're at it. Those villains made a mess of the cables. Oh, I wish we had a Tetramat with us. But we'll see what we can do without one.
Good to hear it. Sister?
Ready. May Terra's light illuminate our path through fire and darkness.
Okay. I
The
want
Emperor
to ask
sets my path.
to control Argenta, but you should probably ignore me and keep control of her yourself. The only reason I'm saying this is, for the longest time, I thought she was actually fairly underpowered. Then I just realized that the way I was trying to play her required more talents and abilities than I had for, like, the first chapter of the game. She gets really fucking strong later on when you get her much more leveled up. But just, like, part of me wants to say, can I control her? Because I want another whack at trying to be good with her. But it's
she's mine.
Sister of Battle. Yeah, she's yours. I'm not even going to pretend that's a thought in your head.
Like,
yeah, sure.
while I'm listening to her talk and talking to her and such, I'm just sitting here thinking, she makes me want to follow the Emperor.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's see how you handle when the game truly starts tempting you down heretical paths. How well you resist, and how much of your resistance is just based on her. Because, like, remember, this is 40k. If you go heretical, like, I'm not saying as far as in the game, but in setting, she would just open up on you, like, straight then and there.
And I wouldn't put it past the people who made this game for that to be what she'll do anyway. If I go heretical, even though she's part of the party.
I'm not saying anything.
She has a mesh chest plate.
Oh yeah, I can take a look at her equipment.
She's got unfading valor, which is
it's a bolter. Well,
I was about to say that's a bolter, isn't it?
Bolter. It's a small bolter. Like, true bolters are wielded by fucking space marines.
Mm-hmm.
But what she's wearing,
but that's still a sizable amount of firepower for someone who's not a space marine.
Yeah, the recoil on that son of a bitch is legendary.
This Godwin pattern bolter was given to Sister Argenta on the day she took her vows to join the Order of the Martyred Lady. Unfortunately, despite its illustrious name, the gleam of its metal has dulled after years of travel encounters with horrors untold. The sacred prayers engraved on the barrel have been worn smooth in places. With every shot it fires, another spark goes out in the halo of sanctity that surrounds this noble weapon. Prerequisites: bolter weapon proficiency. Must not have features Adeptus Astartes equipment, Dracari equipment, or Aldari equipment. And then she has an auto pistol. Which, is there a reason for her to have both?
Yes. So that thing is a beast to try to aim properly. So it could be that you open up with that, and, like, instead of reloading or whatever, you'll just switch to the auto pistol real quick to finish someone off. Though, I
Has
think
14
the
max
way
ammo.
right, but she also like will just go full auto on bitches. Um, you'll be surprised how quickly that 14 will run out.
Well, the
But
auto pistol also is a solid projectile, so it has over penetration increase.
right, hold on a second.
So whereas the bolter doesn't appear to have that.
I'm pretty sure it does. It's just that it has over penetration, but I think the solid projectile has a bonus to over penetration.
Yeah, that's what I meant by increase.
Or actually, no, I think the bolter rounds are literally explosives, so it may not
Yeah.
have penetration.
Yeah, bolters do fire explosives.
Yeah.
That's right. But it's the auto gun. Actually, the auto gun has a lower rate of fire than the auto pistol,
So what rate of fire means
but a little
is
more
when you
damage.
Rate of fire means when you do the burst shot, that's how many shots are fired.
Okay, so it fires 4 instead of 6. So the burst shot potentially does more damage with the auto pistol as opposed to the auto gun. But the auto gun also has more range and more max ammo.
Correct. Also, if you see recoil, that is, I believe it's a penalty to hit on every shot after the first in a burst fire. So if you look on the bolter, the
40 recoil.
The first shot is normal accuracy. Every shot thereafter, those other 3 shots are at like minus 40 to hit. Which is one of the things. It's like when you first get her and you go burst fire and she manages to hit fucking nothing. It's like, oh well, I guess she's useless. No, she needs some levels.
I am kind of tempted to use the auto gun instead of the auto pistol. Although, actually, with the auto pistol, I could do this. So she has a melee weapon.
Yes.
Although I believe the pistol... Actually, there's something that might be a benefit to the pistol. Because the pistol can be used in melee. I believe. Whereas I think the auto gun wouldn't be able to, and I imagine the bolter can't either.
Correct. I do recommend having some sort of melee option on her, because her class does have ways to build it where it gets benefits to, like, if you go back and forth between a melee attack, then a ranged attack, then a melee attack, then a ranged attack, and so on, back and forth.
Yeah, I gave her the axe, because she can use that to swing and to sweep and such.
Yep. Looting here. Oh, well-maintained stub revolver in cargo, or in...
Tell me about equipping weapons.
It's saying that there's better weapons. You may want to equip the better weapon.
I was trying to adjust formation.
Sorry.
Let us not dawdle.
Hold on, it didn't... How do I... Wait, what? Why is it weird about the formation? It is not setting them the way I have them set on the thing.
I always keep my options open.
Yeah, it's not. It's bugging a little bit. I think I know what's going on. So each of those positions is effectively like character 1, character 2, character 3, but since you and I have like a mix of different people, it's not going correctly. I'm betting that's probably related to what's going on. I've got my eyes off the screen for a minute. Let me know when you're moving on.
Keep your wits about
I'll
you.
do. Okay. Let's examining. Clicking on things. Generators hum softly. When you draw closer, your skin begins to tingle from static discharges.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
The door will not move an inch. It is blocked.
There's a door right here.
Yes.
More enemies to face judgment. We are truly blessed this day.
Come to chaos!
That's pretty out and exposed.
She's also going first.
She's a ranged character for the most part at the moment.
True. But I'm also still just figuring out where I'm putting people in general. I'll adjust as they go.
Okay.
I'll put her. This seems like a good spot.
There's no cover there.
I know.
Okay.
But she's in a position to, I think she'll be able to take out these two.
Who?
Uh,
Alt right click or Alt left click. Is there any way she can take up the position that Yadir is currently taking?
behind Surname.
Well, in cover there, yeah.
Why there?
In cover and can maybe hit all three of them with a line attack going up that way.
Actually, what about... and
Yeah.
going after the ones on this side.
That works. That works.
Right. Argenta's abilities. Argenta is the warrior of the Adepta Sororitas and a soldier. She is an expert with burst ranged weapons and weapons that deal damage in an area. Another of Argenta's strengths is her mobility in combat. Run and gun is a unique soldier ability. Using it grants the soldier extra movement points or reduces the cost of their next attack by 1 action point. The soldier will also suffer a -10 penalty to their ballistic skill for this attack. Run and gun also allows the soldier to perform an additional attack with a ranged weapon, which is a handy tool if you want to make more than one attack with them on their turn. Revel and Slaughter is a soldier ability which can be used once for each 3 enemies the soldier kills in a single battle. Each activation of this ability increases the soldier's ballistic skill, critical hit chance, and critical damage. Effect stacks and lasts until the end of combat. Certain types of weapons let you make burst attacks. Unlike single shots, burst fire requires you to select a direction rather than a specific target. Burst attacks are particularly effective against clusters of enemies. When performing a burst attack, the character fires several successive shots in different directions. Most of these shots are concentrated in the center of the selected attack cone. Therefore, the more enemies there are in the center of this area, the more of them will be damaged if the attack is successful. All shots fired after the first one are less accurate and have a higher chance of deviating from the central trajectory. Careful, burst fire shots can hit allies if they are standing in the direction of the attack.
Yep.
Okay.
Which is one of the reasons I didn't want you to try and burst fire through Abelard. Just unload a bolter into the back of him. Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, I was gonna fire over to the left, so it wasn't gonna.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been. Furious Recital grants momentum equal to 6. This ability also grants an additional 3 momentum for each enemy that is either in a 5-cell radius around the Sister of Battle or was hit by her this turn. The Sister of Battle hits a demon or a chaos cultist, the additional amount of momentum doubles.
So, do that at the end of your turn.
Run and gun.
I would do that
Faith
after your
without
first
deeds
attack.
is worthless.
I already activated it. I
That
wasn't
was
actually
your
intending
ballistic
to.
skill.
It just, I clicked on it by accident and it activated.
That's fine. Well,
See, this is what, whereas where I was, it wouldn't have been having him in the.
I can't see the thing.
So where
I
it does the 3 directly in front of her. So if I'm like here
Mhm.
and do it, it's not targeting him.
I recommend
Well,
doing.
In order to hit all 3 of these enemies, it is to just hit the 2. It's not.
Okay. But yeah, I recommend doing a single shot and then a burst shot.
I'm just looking at what the burst will do. It is only a like 28% chance of hitting Abelard.
Why are you moving out behind him to shoot?
I'm not necessarily. I'm seeing what if it changes things.
Okay.
Like if I do move over here, I can do the burst fire, and he's not in the path.
Right, but you're also then out of cover. And
I know.
stuck.
That's why I'm just checking what it changes. can do from there, but then there's almost no chance of hitting anything.
Yeah.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
That's no good. The odds of hitting things with any of this isn't great, but
Doubt is for the weak.
that worked.
And then Furious Recital. Huzzah.
Types of cover. Full and partial cover give you the opportunity to avoid enemy attacks. Full cover, indicated by a skull on the shield, reduces the chance to be hit by 60%. Partial cover reduces by 35%. Same time, the chance to hit a character behind cover may vary depending on difficulty of the game you choose. Some cover can be destroyed by melee attacks, area attacks, and other abilities. Destructible cover has a durability bar above it. Single shot can penetrate through any cover.
I'll see to it personally. On it. How dare you strike at the Emperor's faithful?
Whoops. Be careful. Companions can get hurt by your burst attacks or area attacks. To avoid friendly fire, keep an eye on the... She was actually the lowest chance for me to hit, and she's the only one I hit.
Yep. And not only did you hit her, but you gave her an injury because you dealt more than 50% of her HP.
Jeez. I'm off to a great start with the Sister of Battle.
Death to the weak.
Just a minor setback.
Out of my way.
Do note that Chain Lightning will chain to us as well.
Oh, we don't have the... We started with 0 veil degradation.
Yeah, well, because before we were, like, in the Navigator's Sanctum, and the Navigator is host to a fucking demon.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, actually, if you want to Chain Lightning those fucks in front of us, over there, that might work. I don't know. You'd have to check the hologram to see if there's a chance of it arcing to us. Good call.
I target the middle guy, or the guy between Abelar and the other guy. it's gonna kill.
Argenta?
Yeah, but if
Yeah.
I target the guy on the left, it's gonna hit both of your characters.
Please don't. See if you can target the people up there.
That's what I'm looking at.
Will do. What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Content.
Hey, reinforcements.
I did hit you. It didn't look like it was gonna hit you or that other guy, but it did.
Oh, it's fine.
It did next to nothing. In fact, I think it did next to nothing to both of you. Just he had next to no HP left.
No. You didn't hit me with the staff. You hit me with the perils of the warp.
Oh, okay.
Just being near you while you're violating the veil of reality. That's actually what killed the other guy, too.
Thought I ended her turn.
No, we had the other people charge in when you killed some amount of people.
I pressed spacebar and ended her turn, so I thought it had.
I bring ruin.
Chaos guides me. Brace yourself, Abelard.
Did I tell you I got cream pie coffee?
No.
Yeah, a new flavor. It's strawberry and cream pie coffee.
Cool.
Unfortunately, it doesn't go that great with Thai latte creamer. So I need to get some more pina colada creamer because I think that'll work better. Brace for impact after everything's already impacted.
One fewer target. I took care of this one.
She does have a Medicaid kit. I think she might be able to use on herself. I'm not sure.
I feel like that might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Ministration is a holy task.
What was that, Argent?
What did she say?
I think she said ministration is a holy task, but that's not what it sounded like at first.
If she can kill this person, That would be good, because that guy is going to be going next.
Which person? Okay.
You cannot run and gun this turn.
Mm-hmm. I was looking at the momentum thing.
Stop yawning.
No. But I don't think she can kill them.
You'd have to get very lucky with burst fire.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it.
Yep, that was about the average.
Almost got it.
I'll make it happen.
Half expected that to go into Argenta.
It was just a single shot.
I know.
But of course.
I would have rather that was on Sardine, but sure.
Well, he's more up where things are.
He's also behind cover, Sardine's not. Granted, half of them are parallel to the cover, but...
Will do. Be gone.
Isn't that just so worth jacking the Veil degradation up?
Yeah, ice crystals appear in the air.
Why did I not foresee this?
Damn.
One fewer target.
Single shot him?
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Don't run and gun first, damn it.
Why?
It gives you a penalty to ballistics.
Oh,
Fire, then run in a gun, then fire.
okay.
98% certain about that.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
Bonk. That low roll.
I'll do it. Each strike
There we
is
go.
a prayer.
Exact replica of the Von Valencius void ship sits on the pedestal. Labels indicate the main compartments and decks of the vessel. It's even the correct version of the void ship. I assume you were, you looted things.
Yep,
We can
looting
deal
some.
with this.
There's a door over here.
Skill tests and interactions with the environment. To open the door, click on the icon above the cogitator. Character with the highest logic will make the skill test. If the test fails, the door will remain closed. A particularly bad result can cause the door to become permanently stuck and impossible to open. Titles and authors are printed in gold on the spines of the books. The library contains works on Imperium theology, law codices, biographical sketches, and chronicles of the greatest military conflicts of the Coronis Expanse and the Calixis sector.
I always have a backup plan.
Machine right set. Are you picking up stuff that's only cargo?
Yep, some stuff is just only cargo.
Oh, like probably this machine. Wait, no, it doesn't go to inventory.
Machine right set provides an additional opportunity to call out a machine spirit and interact with the device, an expendable item.
Okay. Multi-key, universal lockpicking tool, provides an additional opportunity to open a lock. Expendable item.
Essentially, if you fail skill tests, it allows you to say, give me another chance.
I always
But it's
keep
limited
my options open.
But yeah, the cogitator here, open the door, is...
The cozy seating area is completely destroyed. Pieces of furniture and splinters are scattered everywhere. And dark stains cover the floor and upholstery.
By the way, there is a well-maintained stub revolver in the inventory.
Okay.
Liz Day can swap out her normal stub revolver for it. I think the only difference is it's one higher max damage, but that's, might as
The
well.
cogitator is silent. It seems that its machine spirit is no longer being powered by the motive force. Let's see.
Oh, not that one. This one.
I know, I was looking at the...
Oh, okay.
I was checking all the things I can interact with before going to anything I can open. Yep, is one more damage.
Now, does
I
that say
always get
100%
the
for you?
job done.
Yes.
Okay.
Your character is about to make a logic skill test. In dialogue and during exploration, you will often make various skill tests, and their result might determine how successful your character's efforts are. Make hidden dialogue options appear or reveal new information. Success of the test is determined by rolling a 100-sided die. Each skill test has a difficulty of up to 100, including negative values. To succeed, you must roll a value equal to or less than the sum of both the stated difficulty and the value of the skill used for the test. For example, you are attempting to test with a difficulty of -10. Your character's logic skill is 40. 40 minus 10 equals 30. Therefore, to succeed on the logic skill test, you must roll a 30 or less. Any result above 30 will mean failure. Note that difficulty is calculated from greater to lower values. The greater the difficulty value, the easier it is to pass the test. It's easier to succeed on difficulty 40 test than on difficulty 10 test.
Okay.
The higher a character's skill score, the easier it is for them to succeed on tests. Skill scores depend on the character's respective characteristic scores, skill advancements on level ups, and any bonuses a character's equipment might offer. To succeed on various tests during gameplay, develop different skills for your characters and their companions.
Access received.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Loot.
Operator's glove, +3 to tech use and melta charges.
Okay. All of that stuff that I just picked up was cargo.
That's the highest tech use.
Who has the highest tech use?
You do, actually.
I
So,
I was gonna say I think I do.
as you're wearing no other gloves, you might as well go into the inventory and equip the operator's gloves.
Yay! And I have 43 tech use.
I have proven myself yet again.
Keep your wits about you.
Power supply. That's tech use.
I have 100%.
Just as I planned.
Open door.
Accomplished!
That's how it's done.
Let us not
Shotgun.
dawdle.
Oh, I was looking at it and you unlocked it
Sorry.
while I was figuring out what the options that even popped up were. Especially for in the part we're in right now, give me a chance to do some of this just so I can learn how, or figure out what it's
Yeah, sorry.
pointing to and such. Like in the long run, it doesn't matter too much. It just helps me to learn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna equip those or put those medikits in on Argenta. I think that leaves us with the same amount of medikits. Basically. Actually, I can put one extra on her.
Do you want Adira or Lasporidae to have a shotgun? In fact, Lasporidae still has a completely open weapon set slot. You can give her a shotgun. So if a shotgun is shot at somebody with an effective range, which is 2 spaces, it has knockback effect, apparently.
Oh, there's a question. When and where do I find the stuff that is... I have a feeling once the ship is mine is when I will find the stuff from the deluxe whatever.
Oh, I have no idea. I never had it. I only
Yeah,
picked it up
I'm guessing
for
it'll
you.
be around there because that tends to be the kind of place where that happens.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I think the only way
Always
is
keep
up.
your eye on the prize.
Now, they're showing you the whole melta charge thing for blowing up a door, but these are extremely, I won't say rare, but there's definitely far more options to blow up a door than there are melta charges in the game.
I'm a little confused because now it's saying demolition and blow up the door, but earlier when I was up here or moused up here, it said tech use.
Are you sure that wasn't a different door?
Yeah, no, I'm sure because I was specifically up the stairs looking at it. Because it said 80%.
I always keep my options open.
Don't know.
But that was before we had the melta charges.
Does it say 100% for you?
Yeah.
I think
Duty
Argenta's good
prevails.
with demolitions. Level up.
Oh. I'm gonna quick save.
And now we get our resolve ability.
Resolvability?
So, you know how we... Maybe resolve ability is not... Momentum ability? You know how the momentum was
Oh,
going
yeah.
up? When it gets to a certain point, we get a special attack.
Bring it down. The officer immediately grants an ally an extra turn with 2 AP and no MP. If this ally is under the effective voice of command and kills an enemy before the end of the officer's next turn, or officer's turn, before the end of the turn, the ally gains a one-time additional plus 10 momentum. This ability cannot be used on the same ally more than once per round. That's what I get.
Oh, this isn't the resolve ability. That's coming next level. I'm sorry. This is like a keystone feature of the class, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And here it gets exposed weakness.
Lowering a target's armor and dodge and all that.
Mm-hmm. Argenta gets Revel and Slaughter. The soldier immediately removes the winded effect. Until the end of combat, the soldier gains the following bonuses: plus 10 ballistic skill, plus 15% critical damage, plus 5% critical chance. This ability becomes available after the soldier kills 3 enemies. The kill counter is not reset between rounds.
Yeah. She's really good at killing the chaff. Also, good at putting hurt into bosses.
Right?
Is there money to be made?
Left or right? Right looks like the way to go, so let's explore left.
Yeah. Catechism of St. Drusus. Boots.
Holy gifts.
Fallen Stell has blocked the path to the lifts. You will have to look for another way to Edelthrad.
I always get the job done. Keep your wits about you.
Deck Ossifer's helmet. Grants plus 5% armor.
That can go on anyone, but I would recommend the frontliners.
Yeah, you can put it on one of yours.
Abelard has armor.
I'll be right back. I need to make more coffee. I'm back. Meow.
Welcome back.
It's Uncle.
Are you caffeinating properly?
Yes. I have maple pecan coffee with Thai latte creamer. Also some barbecue baked glazed potato chips. Those aren't caffeine, they're just delicious.
I always have a backup plan.
Wait.
Meow.
Look across the chasm. There's something to see.
Oh. A massive podium rises above the gap in the main temple, a bold architectural decision that could turn into a disaster with a well-placed shot.
Also, some cultists down there.
This is intriguing.
Secret found. Oh. I'll let you grab it.
Multi key. Benches and even the cogitator, torn from its proper place, are stacked in a rough semblance of a barricade. What is this? Did they shoot us with something? Can't see a thing. The roar of the flames rings in your ears, and the choking smoke makes you cough and gasp for air. You instinctively recoil from the scorching heat, wiping your face. A moment later, a hazy silhouette forms in the raging wall of fire. You are surrounded by ear-splitting noise and screaming. Yet you distinctly hear the sound of footsteps, and then you see the figure walk out of the fire towards you. It is Theodora von Valencius.
Are you lost, my heir?
Her expression is calm, terrifyingly so, for someone whose body is engulfed in an inferno. One of her hands is resting on the hilt of her power sword. The other is raised in an inviting gesture. Something does not seem right here.
Also, her name's in quotes.
An apparition. A sorceress. Apparition. Trickery of the warp.
Sister, you will lower your weapon. Threatening the Lord Captain is outrageous.
Despite his commanding tone, Abelard does not sound too confident. He is staring at the rogue traitor, and you notice a muscle in his cheek twitching. Aren't you in pain?
Pain is but a reflection of one's weakness. To renounce weakness of spirit in pursuit of greatness is the only path to heights worthy of a rogue trader. I can lead you out of these flames, show you a path, rid you of pain, and give you a weapon so that you may defeat your enemies. Decide.
Your mouth begins to salivate. Each word Theodora speaks is like music to your ears. The entity that now dwells in the deepest recesses of your mind is pleading, begging, demanding that you give her an immediate answer. And that answer can be nothing other than acceptance.
Do not listen to this abomination. If there is naught but his light in your heart, if you are resolute in your faith, then step into the flames. The Emperor protects. His faithful will not be deterred by either darkness or deceitful promises. Nor will the fire burn those who carry the torch of faith in their soul.
Okay, now she's reminding me of my zealot in Dark Tide.
I mean, yes.
To the void with you. We need to follow Lady Theodora before we suffocate in this furnace.
The people! The survivors from the middle decks! We must help the crew! Lead them out! Find a way around!
Then we'll miss our chance to meet up with Edel. What are we waiting for?
Sometimes your character will have to make tough decisions based on their values, interests, and goals. Such decisions affect their convictions. This can develop in 3 directions: dogmatic, iconoclast, radical. Each includes 5 ranks. The higher the rank, the more zealously the character follows their convictions, and the more noticeably the world around them reacts to their actions and decisions. Promotion through the ranks of each of the 3 directions opens up access to new dialogue lines, events, unique abilities, and also changes the attitude of others towards your character. Also, some items can only be equipped by characters with certain convictions. When one of the conviction branches reaches rank 3, votary, it becomes the character's main focus. When that happens, the other 2 conviction branches cannot be raised above rank 2, adherent. Your character's allies have convictions of their own as well.
But they're not my people, they're your people.
Well, my character doesn't especially care about the people. I mean, she's a noble. They're beneath her. Nor is she that that anywhere near that solid in her faith in the Emperor.
Then again, is she going to be that brazenly heretical? Because that is obviously not Theodora.
But power.
But Argenta.
But I'm pretty sure I can't romance Argenta as a woman. I'm not even sure if I can romance her as not a woman. She's a sister of battle.
I'm pretty sure you can't romance her, period.
Like, I would love to. But I'm not the Emperor.
Romance options, rogue trader. You cannot romance Argenta no matter what.
Yeah. So, as hot as she is, I have to have other reasons to go dogmatic.
Technically, there's 2 bi women, 1 bi male, 1 straight male, 1 straight female, as far as romance options.
Isn't one of the bi women the DLC woman?
Not
'Cause-
on this list that I'm
'cause I'm
seeing.
pretty
Oh, yeah.
sure-
Okay, so there's 3 by women, and that is.
Because I was pretty sure there was only one by woman in at release.
Well, technically, there's 2 by women at release, though one of them you enter a romance with them, but there's no romance in the romance.
Mm.
I don't want to say more. You'll figure it out.
I know at least one of the lesbian romance option is not a very quality romance. From everything that I have heard about it, I don't know any details. It was one of the criticisms of the game, though, is that the basically the homosexual romances weren't as good as the straight romances.
There's 2 of them. I'll call them 1 and 2. And the one I'm saying that you don't really, there's no romance in the romance is number 2. But I romanced number 1 and I had a great time.
I mean, it's possible that, because I know some of this criticism was based off of early access to things.
Yeah, maybe.
And before release, so maybe they did fix some of it because of backlash. Because the guy in charge received some notable backlash for his reaction to people talking about the romance stuff. Because, and like, technically speaking, what he said isn't necessarily entirely bad. His focus is on the overall story, not romance options.
Right.
But he was also being particularly dismissive of homosexual romance options in a way that kind of sounded like he was being at least mildly homophobic while trying not to sound homophobic. So maybe they put some more work in on it to try and be like, you know, we didn't mean for it to be homophobic. Because it's hard to say for sure what his actual intent was with the comments. Just
it's beyond 3 a.m. for me, so.
Oh. I'm gonna go with the heretical option.
Okay.
But
I have no idea how this is gonna play out.
accept the offer of help. Accept the offer of help. Take my pain away and give me power.
Get out of the call and go to bed.
Good night.
Good night.
Make sure to keep lurking in my stream while you sleep.
It's already gone.
You offer Theodora your hand, and the air around you seems to tighten, becoming thick and viscous, enveloping you and your companions in an impenetrable veil. Theodora smiles at you. Her radiant, piercing blue eyes suddenly remind you of Voigtvir's. Heretical plus 15.
I will show you the way. Go on. Close your eyes.
I can already think of one reason why that's not a good choice.
Pickles?
Pretty sure there's stuff we could have looted on the other side.
Hmm.
My inner loot goblin is dismayed. Where the fuck are we?
In a place with loot.
What is this place?
Corrupted Inferno Pistol.
Clouded with darkness. Emperor, lay your hand upon our brows and guard us against the morass of heresy.
Preserved Daemonette Claws. Shards of Crystallized Darkness. Aldari Runes. Items and convictions. You have found an item that can only be equipped by characters of a certain conviction rank. You can open the character menu to see which conviction your character follows. Note that both your character and their companions have their own convictions. You can check what conviction a character adheres to On the Biography tab in the Character menu, convictions change in direction and rank based on how the game's story develops and during important plot decisions. Numerous valuables and trophies are carelessly dumped into a single pile. It seems whoever put them here did not give these items any serious thought.
You have gained rank 1 heretical, which gives you a passive resource preservation. You and your allies gain a 20% chance to save a combat stimulant or medikit after using. That's actually not bad.
Nice.
You can also use that Melta. The thing is, it doesn't require weapon proficiency to wield, and it gives you plus 10 coercion, in addition to the fact it's a fucking Melta gun.
Oh, the Inferno pistol.
Yeah.
So I can use that in place of my well-maintained stub revolver.
The bonus coercion's not bad.
I think I'll give the well-maintained stub revolver to Argenta.
In exchange for the auto pistol?
Yeah,
not
instead
bad.
of the auto pistol.
Yeah. This seems like maybe Theodora's little heretical treasure room, because Abelard didn't know about it.
I have a nose for profit.
I didn't even know this room was
and a
here.
taste for adventure.
Did I mention that my whispers tell me jokes? Jokes that once said aloud make your
Of course, the
eyes
entrance
peel
to it
and
would
blood
be in
curdle.
her bedroom.
Talk about black comedy.
How's that for a private bath?
Grief.
Well,
Helmet of the Devoted Protector requires dogmatic follower. This helmet grants its wearer immunity to enemy critical hits for the first 3 rounds of combat.
I think the only dogmatic people here are Argenta and Abelard and Sardine.
Yep, so one of them gets it. Maybe Abelard because he's more frontline?
Well, Sardine is also frontline, and Sardine is a little bit frailer than Abelard. So I'm going to put it on Sardine because I don't want that frailty to be exploited by a critical and then just evaporate her.
Mm-hmm. Theodora's Rosary. The wearer of this amulet gains a +10 bonus to commerce and Laura Emporium.
You.
Yep.
Laura
Oops.
Emporium.
Wrong person. Because it, for some reason, had me on the wrong person.
I mean Laura Imperium.
Yes.
I will lead us to fortune.
Rogue Trader's Cloak. +5 fellowship for each enemy in a 2-cell radius.
Well, that goes to me.
Probably, yeah. You're the one who makes the most use of fellowship, I think.
Yep.
Or any.
Yep.
I mean, we're just gearing you up today.
The parlor organ seems to have been sitting idle for many years. A bizarre fragment hung on a trophy board. The light, smooth surface of the object is dotted with dark spots and crumbling holes.
I have the chat log up, and it shows those in there. So when the
Oh.
text goes away, you can still read it in there.
That's useful.
Let us not dawdle.
The murder scene looks like something caught. Oh, okay. Theodora von Valancius's body is sprawled on the large, blood-drenched desk. The arch-militant's corpse, still clutching a weapon, is slumped against one of the bulkheads.
Emperor, accept thy faithful souls.
No! Lord Captain, I didn't hear a thing. Not a whisper, not a breath. It was so loud. Why didn't I foresee this?
Lord Captain, who would even dare? Unless that rat, Voidsphere.
I was thinking, too.
But go ahead.
I doubt it. Voidsphere wished humiliation and suffering upon Theodora, not a swift death.
It could have happened in the heat of battle. Not to mention that Mort was here, and he would have protected Lady Theodora to the last. How could Mort have failed her so terribly? The Arch-Militant was born on a death world. He had lightning-fast reflexes.
I can look at things in my own way. If you find something that might bear the imprint of the killer, just give it to me, and I'll try to see what secrets it holds.
Examine Theodora's body. Lean closer to the body. The cause of death is apparent. What ended the rogue trader's life was an auto pistol shot. An extraordinarily accurate one at that. Theodora's face bears an expression of surprise. The last emotion she experienced in life. Something on the floor catches your eye. A heap of blood-spattered parchments and scrolls that must have fallen off the desk. As you lean down for a closer look, you notice something else. Small shards of glass scattered on the floor. Inspect the shards by the desk. It's difficult to say what exactly was broken. The object fell on the floor, and that is as much as you can ascertain. Upon closer examination, the shards appear iridescent rather than completely transparent, as if they had been submerged in promethium. Inspect the papers. Reports, accounts, dispatches. You go over the scrolls until you stumble upon a document that is starkly different from the rest. It is a handwritten letter signed with the initials XC, and a seal with a symbol that is vaguely familiar to you. Items received. Handwritten letter with a seal. Lore Imperium test succeeded, and sends a shiver down your spine. The author of this letter, addressed to Theodora von Valancius, signed it with the seal of one of the Holy Ordos of the Emperor's Inquisition, secret police of the Imperium that relentlessly hunts heretics, xenos, and other enemies of humanity. Gain 20 experience. Adira, what do these shards tell you?
I see streaks of color, luminescence, blue lights, faces drawing closer. Lady Theodora and Conrad and what is that? Ah! Something dark, enormous. Oh, this glass thing was something foul, that's for sure.
Tainted witchcraft.
You cannot tell if Argenta's remark is directed at the glass shards or Adira herself.
Mm-hmm.
Examine the arch-militant's body. An auto pistol shot went straight through Mort's forehead, spraying the floor and the furniture around with blood, brain matter, and shards of his skull. The safety on the arch-militant's weapon is off. The killer must have been a split second quicker than he. Adira, would you try touching Theodora? You might be able to see the killer through her eyes.
It doesn't work like that. I can try to read the memories of objects, but dead bodies are a different story. Something like that would require her soul. And after what we saw on the officer's deck, I won't risk searching for it in a warp.
We had best be on our way.
Yes, the crucible of battle calls to me once more.
No, wait! We must see if we can find anything.
Idira, you can't bring her back. Let her go.
You'd give up so easily, old man? I expected as much from the sister. It's not like she has a heart. But you? Oh no. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll find the one responsible for murdering the Lord Captain. And when I do, that scum will regret the day they were born.
The murder scene looks like something caught the victims by surprise. No one had time to react to what was happening.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust. No mercy to those who
That's
oppose
Servitor.
Von Valencius.
Not Servitor. Yeah, Combat Servitor. And it's going first. Out of them, actually. That guy has a melta gun, so we need to not group up. Okay, ready.
Light and medium armor. Armor protects carriage from incoming damage. Light and medium armor types are both available to you at the moment. The armor stat indicates what % of incoming damage from an enemy attack it can absorb. type of armor also influences the chances that the character wearing it will pass the dodge test. The higher the dodge penalty, the lower the chance to dodge an enemy attack. Character in light armor dodges attacks more often but takes more damage when hit. Medium armor absorbs more damage if the character is hit but reduces their mobility and ability to dodge attacks. You have obtained heavy armor. Unlike light or medium armor, heavy armor provides the ability to deflect damage. Deflection is a unique heavy armor stat that reduces damage taken by a specified flat amount. Heavy armor has a higher armor rating than medium and light armor, but also usually has the high dodge penalty, making it hard to dodge an enemy attack while wearing it. Hey, Abelard.
Yep. Let's see here. I should have positioned myself better. Whoops.
Hmm.
Okay. Abelard's as defensive as he can get. I wonder if you can move forward and try and melt a gun, some of them.
I'll see to it, personally.
That should help him.
Oh, you can use Bring It Down and give him another turn.
I was gonna say he won't have any MP, but he can charge.
Yes.
So that's what I was thinking
Do
of
it.
doing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I can just straight up kill this guy.
Reduced to dust.
There we go. And you still get a shot. Hold on a second. So that melt has a very high armor penetration, which is one of the banes of fighting combat servitors. They have really high armor. So put those shots into the combat servitor.
I'm just looking at what I'm capable of doing.
So it will only be a 30% chance to hit. Unless you move closer.
I don't need luck. I have strategy.
Enemy status. You will encounter enemies with various abilities and features. An icon next to an enemy's portrait indicates that they are under the influence of some kind of effect. Wish to learn more about enemy, right click on their portrait or enemy themselves.
Faith without deed, none can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Yep.
And then I run and gun.
Yeah. You run and gun, and then you can revel in slaughter to remove the penalty.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
And because you did run and gun, she still has the ability to fire even without AP for at least one shot. Serdane is really good at killing weaker stuff. Unfortunately, literally everything died before she got a turn. A little disappointed about how she keeps going last.
I'll do it.
Yeah, that guy's armor's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
On it. Anything else?
Gonna hurt a little, but
Farewell.
Pain and duty go
Ow.
hand in hand.
no, I'm not 100% sure if that was worth it, but just because of this.
Yep.
I'm still standing.
Ow.
Just barely.
Healing in combat. Use Medkit to restore your party members' wounds in battle, treat an injury, and get rid of certain negative effects. The character's Medkit equipped, blah blah.
I am literally just one square away from being able to jump on him. I'm so angry. Five. Second Mad Lord.
Grey hair, sure hand. An exemplary strike.
Kill it. Don't heal yourself. I think the injury goes away.
I can't heal myself.
Ah, okay, right.
What I can do though is this.
Who, if not me?
Bring it down. You get to attack with Abelar.
Let's see here.
One fewer
There we
target.
go.
Level
And
up. Grace of the
Oh.
Oblivious. The wearer gains +5 toughness
you-
if their
you still have the
intelligence is
injury.
5. Yep.
Join me in prayer. Let me tend to your
Got it.
wounds.
I'll make sure to return the favor one day.
There.
There we go.
Um, got Grace of the Oblivious. The wearer gains +5 toughness if their intelligence is less than 35. That literally works on everyone except for your character and my character. Who do you think should wear it?
Sorry, I was looking at the level up. Where what? Oh, that?
Grace of the Oblivious? Because your main character and my character can't benefit from it. We're too smart.
Oh yeah. Abelard, maybe?
Sure.
There we go.
Yeah, this letter I picked up. Esteemed Theodora, a change in circumstances has demanded your immediate assistance in our mutual cause. Forthwith, upon receiving this letter and performing the necessary preparations of the crew, you are to depart for the Rykad system. One of my acolytes, Interrogator Heinrich von Kalux, operates there at the present time. That's the guy that's voiced by the guy I showed you on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Upon your arrival in the system, you will, without delay, make contact with him and offer any assistance required of you, after which you will provide him a passage to the Furibundus system aboard your ship. On footfall, the interrogator will remove himself from your presence to await further instructions. Anticipating any questions you may have, I will stress that the nature of Interrogator von Kollux's activities on Rykad Minoris is of no concern to you. If required, von Kollux himself will disclose the details of his mission. We also found more las pistols.
The pain will subside.
I won't forget this. Fate and fortune favor the bold.
Let's. Finest hour. The officer grants an ally an extra turn with full AP and MP. During the extra turn, there is no attack limit. That's the one that uses momentum. As our time right character gain talents that grant passive bonuses and improvements. Blood of Martyrs. Whenever an ally uses a heroic act, that ally gains temporary wounds equal to 10% of their maximum wounds plus 6. Commanding Voice. The range of the officer's abilities is increased by plus 3. The range of Voice of Command is increased by plus 6. Focus. Whenever the officer uses an ability on an ally, that ally gains a bonus to their perception and ballistic skill equal to 4. These bonuses stack, but half of the stacks rounded up are lost at the end of the target's turn. Inspire Courage. Whenever the officer targets an ally with an ability for the first time in a round, that ally gains plus 2 temporary wounds. Personal Oversight. Whenever the officer targets an ally with an action, an ability, or an attack, that ally's resolve is increased by plus 1 until the end of the officer's next turn. Steel Resolve. The officer's resolve is increased by plus 3. Armor of Contempt. Whenever an ally is affected by an officer's ability or talent that grants temporary wounds, that ally's armor is increased by 10% for 1 round. Be Vigilant. Allies under the effect of the officer's abilities gain a bonus to their weapon skill equal to 8 and will deal plus 5 more damage on attacks of opportunity until the start of the officer's next turn. Um, oh, camaraderie. Hive World characters can pass willpower resistance tests using their fellowship value instead if the character's fellowship is higher.
Which yours is double. Okay, it is 350. I've leveled up my characters. Probably a good place to save, and I've got to stop at 3. At least you can level up if you want.
I'm gonna go ahead and save here then. Um, and we can take care of my leveling up off stream at some point before the next time we play, just so because I'm gonna need time to go through all that shit.
Yep, sounds good. All right, have a good night.